Hi, everyone. My name is Valerie Grace. I've been having end times dreams and visions for over 7 years now, and I wanted to share a synopsis of all of them. I'm just going to kind of merge them all together into one video for you. I used to have a YouTube channel a few years ago where they were all there, but I had to erase everything because I had someone hack into all my accounts, so everything got deleted. But anyway, I just wanted to say that my dreams and visions started before I became a Christian, and that's actually what prompted me to ask if God was personal, because at the time I was a meditator and I believed in enlightenment through meditation, and I had 20 years experience that was the right path for me. And I was born and raised in the church, and I did not see that Christian church was fulfilling to me or that it created people that I wanted to be like. So I chose this enlightenment path, and it seemed to be the right fit for me. And I got a lot of knowledge. I learned, a lot of secret knowledge, and I studied ancient texts, and I really loved it, and found my path, my personality fit. And I thought I was doing the right thing by serving God through meditation and teaching others about enlightenment. And I really believed I was on the right path, and that Christ was a guru, but not the way to heaven, but that he just taught us about heaven to find it within ourselves. And I really believed in the New Age philosophy. But then I was shown where the world was headed, and I was shown very clearly that we are all headed to total destruction, and we're actually headed to hell as well. First, we're going to destroy the world and all the people in it and hurt everybody, and then we're going to go to hell after that. And I was shown this. So I was like, wait a second. I thought Christ was just a guru. I didn't know, I don't understand. And so I had to ask God to explain this to me. And he showed me that Jesus is Lord, and that Jesus is his way for us to come back to him, and that we can't find another way even through meditation and some form of enlightenment. It's not enough. We have to find it through Christ. So I was shown that over time, and God clearly showed me that Jesus is Lord, and he showed me that it's written in my heart. I did not know that it was written inside of my heart, but apparently it is, and I found out that it is. I actually found it in my heart. Jesus, or God, made me look in there to where I was actually ripping through the walls in my heart, and it hurt really bad. And I was in pain, physical pain, from searching for the truth, because God told me to search in there. He didn't tell me Jesus is Lord. He made me find out. He made me find it inside of me, which I thought, now that I realize that he did that because he knew that was the only way I would believe. I had to know that it was in me and not some voice outside of me, but within me. Anyway, so the dreams and visions I had, it goes like this. First, there's an economic collapse. Then there is rioting in the streets, racial tension, civil unrest. People will be hurting each other. When the economic collapse happens, there will be chaos, as well as, just because of the economy, as well as racial tension. Now, this is all stuff I saw 7 or 8 years ago, before any of the stuff, politics, all the stuff that we're seeing now. First of all, I didn't watch the news. I didn't own a computer or a smartphone, so I did not research online back then. I had no knowledge of political anything, so I did not know what I was seeing. But I saw clearly the economy collapse, the dollar become worth very little, that we were basically more like in a Great Depression, like worse than the Great Depression. And then racial tension escalated, and civil unrest happened to the point where we had to have martial law, and the Chinese and the Russian military came to the streets and started enforcing all these rules. We had people being taken from their homes and killed, or taken to jail or facilities for not listening to the rules. And I did not know what those rules would be. Then later I had more dreams and visions that forced vaccinations would be the norm, that everybody would have to be vaccinated. And some people would not want to, and they would be taken away or killed for that. And I saw that after the forced vaccinations, after the civil unrest, after the economic collapse, after all that started, then we had a plague, a really bad plague. Not like a COVID thing, but like it was called the bubonic plague, is what I heard. Or the black plague. I heard that as well. And I did not know what the bubonic or the black plague was because I didn't remember. I knew we'd had it in our history, but I didn't remember what it was. So I kept hearing that and I was like, wow. And then people were all dying, like huge amounts of people were dying from this plague. And people were being forced vaccinated alongside this plague at the same time. Like they were just rounding everybody up and saying, hey, there's a really bad plague. You have to get vaccinated. And most people, of course, took the vaccine because, they had to. I mean, they would be killed if not. And also they didn't want to get the plague too. So, or they would be in jail or whatever if not. And so people were scared, so they took it. And then after that, there was World War III. And I saw that we would have bombs going off in our country. And it was the Russians. Okay, so it was the Russians, the Chinese, the Japanese, and the Koreans. They all united together against us. So I was like, wow, okay. And then after the World War III bombs started and that whole thing, then we had tsunamis. Like both coasts had tsunamis and also something in the middle of the country. Like crazy disasters were happening. So I saw all that. And then after that, everybody's separated from each other. And women and men are separated from each other. Families separated from each other. Children separated from families. They used the plague as the excuse. And everyone was separated from each other. It was really sad. And schools were used as hospitals. And people were all dying in the schools, and they had different rooms set up for people who were dying from the plague and people who hadn't gotten it yet or whatever. They were all separated. And then after all that, or during that time, there were people that were acting like they were Jesus. They were walking the earth and doing miracles, healing the sick. And they had this like powerful love vibration coming off of them. There was a couple different guys I saw, but one in particular I kept seeing. I saw him many times in my dreams. And they had this loving vibration, this very like loving, heartfelt, powerful energy that came off of them. So powerful that you would never know they were evil. There's no way to know because it feels like love. And they were healing people. And they were teaching love, and they were teaching acceptance, and they were teaching forgiveness, and they were teaching meditation. And it was like a one world religion. And I know now that it will be part of the Catholic religion will be part of this, will start this, or be part of it. But I saw like just people in huge groups of people. Again, everybody's segregated. Women and men are separated, and the women are just like, I'm in this tent with all these women, and they're worshiping this guy, practically this guru guy who's like doing all this healings, and he's giving like a talk, like a sermon on love, and everyone's just like, oh, they're like mesmerized by him, like, oh, he's so right, thank you for helping us, thank you. In my dreams and visions, everybody is so distraught from losing everything and being starving and scared. They need comfort so desperately that they're willing to take this fake guru, this fake Christ-like person for their comfort. And people all over are doing this. And I can see that this person is demonic, but no one else can see it. And I'm begging my friends, like, listen to me. This is a demonic person. It will lead you to hell. This is not a real Christ-like being. And in one dream in particular, I remember my friends saying to me, Valerie, we want to thank you for caring for us and trying to wake us up, but we just want to let you know that we don't want to be woken up. We're too scared. We want to believe that this guy is good so that we don't have to be scared of dying or being tortured or whatever, or starving to death or being left or abandoned. We're so scared that we just want to believe whatever we can to feel comforted. So please don't bother trying to wake us up, because we won't. And they told me that in the dream. And then they went back into their like weird superficial like state of mind right after that, where they didn't even know the truth, that they didn't even realize they didn't want the truth. But like for a moment they told me the truth, which is we don't want the truth. It was so strange. And what I learned from all those dreams, and I think I already said the tsunamis would be coming, but yeah, the tsunamis are coming at that point too, and all the other natural disasters too. But I think what I learned from my dreams is that people don't want to wake up because they're too scared, and they're really into the physical world and their flesh and comfort. And I'm guilty of focusing on survival and comfort and fleshly, worldly needs, and not putting God first as well. So I'm not judging them. But in my dreams and visions, the vast majority of the world is running in fear and terror to survive. And nobody cares about God. Most people don't care. And most people just care about their flesh and comfort and survival. And you try to wake people up and they'll kill you. And in my dreams and visions, they hated Christians. Everybody hated Christians. Christians were intolerant of certain things. And in the New World religion, Christians are seen as evil because they don't love and accept everyone. And that is what I see happening already. So now I know what those visions were about. And it makes me so sad to see all of these dreams and visions I had years ago are starting to bloom. You can see the birth of these things happening now. And I was hoping that I was crazy and that all my dreams and visions were just, I was hoping it was nothing. Or I was hoping it would be like 30 years from now and I would have time. But it's going to start now, right now. God's showing me that we don't have any more time. What God's showing me is that He's telling me, every day that you think you have another time, another day, you have another hour, you have a bit more time to waste on thinking of yourself or survival or just thinking of something besides me. That's another person that you could have prayed for. That's a chunk of time you spent being in your head or in survival or focusing on something other than what I asked you to. That's that bit of time that you could have spent praying for someone who needed your prayers, who needed me to intervene in their life. They needed your prayers. They needed you to witness to them. Or I needed you to be close to me in that time. I needed you to pray and worship me and get close to me so you could hear my voice. And instead, you're doing things just to please your own flesh or to survive or to, have control over things, or like you're doing things that may not be, quote, a sin on the outside. They're not sinful necessarily, but you're wasting time. You're wasting the people's time that need your prayers. You're wasting my time when I need those people with me in heaven. I want them. I want to be close to them, and you could help that situation by praying for them and witnessing to them. But instead, you're so obsessed with all these other things you think you have to do. If I want you to go and do a bunch of things for survival, I will tell you. That's what God's telling me. If I want you to do something, I will tell you. When you go just off in your own head and think you know how to do everything, you're missing me. You're missing my voice. You're missing what I have for you, the fulfillment I have for you. And people are going to die and go to hell because of that, because of your disobedience and your neglect of your relationship with me. God is showing me that our time is up and that every single minute, every hour of every day is another hour that we could be serving God. And instead, we're forgetting about God or running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to get our needs met or survive or whatever. And God is making it really clear. Every single hour that you waste thinking you're doing the right thing, but not bothering to ask me, not bothering to get close to me, that's another person that is not going to get your prayers. It's not going to get what they need from me because you're not praying for them. You're not witnessing to them. You're off in your head. And God is showing me that every single second, every hour is worth thousands of hours because we're so close to the end. He's showing me that it's extremely precious now. Time is so precious. And every minute counts. And if we have to throw ourselves on the ground, pounding the ground, screaming and crying for God to help us, to focus on Him, if we have to do that, I don't care if we have to do that every hour of every day. If we have to keep pounding our chest like a gorilla and crying out to God, please help me focus on you, get me out of my head, get me out of my survival, get me out of my flesh. If we have to pound our chest and cry out to God every hour of every day until the day we die, then that's what we need to do. Because there's people that you love in your family, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors. There's people that you care about that are not going to hear about Jesus, that are not going to get the truth because you're too busy forgetting about God. And God could have used you. So every moment is precious because people will miss out on finding out who God is if we waste our time. And we cannot. There is not enough time to pray for all the people in the world. There's not enough time. Therefore, God is saying we are already out of time. We are already out of time because there's not enough time to pray for everyone we want to pray for. Think of all the people that you want to pray for right now. Everybody knows, I'm sure, at least 100 people they could pray for or more. And you don't have enough time to witness to all of them and pray for them. Not really pray for them. I mean, like, really dig down and pray for each person and really witness to them. And you don't have that time to care for all the people you love in that way. Therefore, you are out of time. Therefore, every minute's precious. Therefore, every time, every day, every second is accounted for. And God is going to hold us accountable for the people that we don't witness to and don't pray for. That's what God told me. That I will be held accountable for what I did not do. So we are out of time, you guys. Whether we have a week or a year or 10 years, it doesn't matter. There's not enough time to bring others to Christ, to bring all the ones we love to Christ, or all the ones we run across, people that we see every day. It's not enough time. So we are out of time. And we have to behave as if Jesus is coming back today. That's what God's telling me. God is telling me that whether Jesus comes back today or tomorrow or in a year or two, it doesn't matter. You have to behave as if Christ is coming tonight. That's how I want you to behave. If you love me and you want to serve me, that is what you're going to do. You're going to behave as if Christ is coming right now. Get on your knees. Pray for others. Do what I say. Get close to me. Stop looking for fulfillment from anyone or anything else. Time is up. No more time. Focus on me. That's what God is telling me. And I guess he wants me to share it with you guys. I know you already know this, but I need God to repeat this to me every day. So that's why I'm repeating it to you, even though you know this. Because I need it to be repeated to me. So I'm wondering if there's anyone else out there like me who needs to hear this again. And if you do, I hope it benefits you, and I hope you share this with others. And don't, God, let you be glorified in this video. Don't let my voice distract anyone, or my thoughts distract anyone from you and what your message is for them. Speak through me to them. Speak to them through this video, and have everything that's me in the video be ignored, and anything that's you be glorified and amplified in their hearts. Thank you so much for helping me see who you are and the truth of who you are. Thank you for helping the person watching this video to see you, to know you, to be close to you, to serve you. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, you guys. Get close to God right now, right this minute. Turn this off. Get on your knees. Pray to God. What do you want me to do today? What do you want me to do? How can I serve you today? Right now. I love you. God loves you. Talk to you soon.